back to Highland Spring Farm. Today is a little bit rainy, but we are doing our best before we get a little bit more rain this weekend to try to get some cover crops planted. So we've been raising sweet corn for nearly 60 years, and recently we've started alternating the years that we rotate our sweet corn with some cover crops. And the purpose of the cover crops is to improve our soil health, try to create some nitrogen naturally, taking it out of the atmosphere for the corn crop the following year, as well as providing some feed in either as bales and winter feed or for grazing for the cattle. Over the last few years, we've really tried to reduce the amount of tillage that we do when we're doing both our sweet corn as well as our planting for new pastures and cover crops and whatnot. Traditionally, farmers would plow the field, disc it, drag it, work the soil over several times prior to planting to make a really nice firm seed bed with the ground. But as we've learned more about soil health and learned that the disruption and digging into the soil isn't good for the soil and all the organisms that live in the soil, as well as technology advances that allow us to have better planters that can plant directly into untilled soil. However, the field that we are rotating out of sweet corn, so sweet corn last year, that field has been tilled for as long as I can remember, and each time we till, it ends up making the ground a little bit bumpier. Then we cultivate the corn, which throws more soil into that corn row, and it's just a really bumpy field. So before we plant our sweet corn, or before we plant our cover crops this year, we're going to try to do one last tillage pass to try to smooth everything back out so that it's a little bit easier, especially if we end up making some hay off of this, so it's not quite so bumpy when we are pulling in bales. So there's also quite a bit of weeds in there, and rather than use chemicals, we're just going to use some tillage to smooth it out, knock down those weeds and grasses that have kind of just voluntarily grown, and we'll see how it goes. That field's not quite as smooth as we'd like. It's had a lot of years of tillage, but we did about as good as we can with it. So I think we're expecting some rain this afternoon, and so we're not going to be able to get a chance to plant that yet. We've got a few more chores to do, including moving cows for the afternoon. So going to go take care of that, get everything moved, and then we'll wrap up for today. every pasture we have a quick connect, and that allows us to get water, and just by popping it off, we disconnect the water. We can move the water tank, which is just a 15-gallon bucket, 20-gallon bucket with a float valve in it, and then we can plug in at the next spot, which makes it really easy to get water wherever we are throughout the farm. It's kind of amazing when we have grass that's as tall as the cows' backs, and you can barely see them out there. That's going to do it for today's video. We've got some planting. We still have hay, and if we ever get a week of dry weather, that we'll be doing. So stick around. Make sure you like if you enjoy this video. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see all the updates and see all the good videos of cows and tractor work and everything that we've got going on here. So until next time, take care.